good people of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours, bringing you a traditional Kaldheim best-of-3 draft on MTG Arena. You may note the larger camera so that you can see me in all of my glory. We promise when we get our COVID shot that we vacation together. Yes, we need to hang out at some point, Dave. I think if the Berserker was not here, we would be taking a pack mate. I do think this is a relatively easy Dragonkin Berserker. His love for you is like a truck. Berserker. So I think we're going to take it here. I doubt we're wheeling much of import. I'm trying to think of what might come back. It's possible a Skull Raid does if red-black is open. But we'll need to see. My. So we've got Aegir, we've got Demon Bolt, we've got Path to the World Tree. To a lesser extent, we've got Iron Verdict, Mistwalker, and Bind the Monster. Dragonkin Berserker. I think Aegir has the highest payoff, and I think you're supposed to be picking uncommons over commons. It's so much more open to take the Demon... Well, is it though? It's not more open to take the Demon Bolt, because if red isn't open, I'm not playing it. But if I've got a Dragonkin Berserker and a Demon Bolt, I almost don't care if red's open. Aegir's better. But Aegir's not better in my red-green deck, or my red-white deck, or my red-black deck. All of those decks are better with the Demon Bolt. So we're going to take the Demon Bolt. We have now found ourselves in a position that I absolutely love. This is my happiest place to be in a draft, and that's why I'm just slamming this Basalt Ravager. If you can make it work, and you usually can't, but if you can first pick a good card of one color, second pick a good card of one color, and then third pick a good card of one color, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the color's actually open. You do have to read what's open to pair with it, and that's very important. But at this point, we have established ourselves in red. We've got solid reasons to be red. We've got a rare that wins the game and a solid removal spell and another potential removal spell and solid body. Put all of that together, we're red. So we can look at the next pack and be like, is there a red card that's like on power level with the rest of this? And there isn't. So if not, then Feed the Serpent. Maybe a Rune of Might. I don't think Rune of Might would be crazy here. We could put it on a Dwarven Hammer and give something trample, you see. I do think we're supposed to take the Serpent, though. If it wasn't here, I might take the Cavalry just to solidify us in red. But I'll play red-black if it's open. Squish Squash. I think we take that. I'm interested adjacent in the Trickster God's Heist. We talked earlier on stream that Squash would be better in this set if there was another card called Squish. Also in the set. I don't typically like Provoke the Trolls, because, like, it's 4 mana for 3 damage. It's like a bad Feed the Serpent. But I also feel like we're essentially mono-red at this point. And I'm pretty comfortable with that. Like, Struggle for Skimvar is good, but I think I'd rather just have really bad Lightning Bolt and be solidified in red. None of these cards matter. It does go face, which is relevant. I think I'm probably more likely to play the Draugr, but we're not red-black yet. Still no consideration for these. We're just going to take the red cards. Most of the decks that I'm going to play would be pretty happy running the Craven Hulk. Iron Verdict may be reasonable here. so to bind the monster. I just don't know what our second color is yet. We've got a Pip in black for Feed the Serpent, but bind the monster gets even better if you're aggressive. You're just like, let's tap the idiot down and kill them. And this deck is starting to shape up as something that could be quite aggressive, which I like. Sorry, YouTube, I've got some chip crumbs here that I can't resist. Wither Crown I like a lot less if you're aggressive, so I'm just going to take a playable blue card and pair it here. Like, I still don't know which of these two we're in, but I feel like we've got a solid red base. I've closed a game out with this dude, usually from the sideboard, but it can happen. And artifact removal ain't bad. So that was quite a pack one. We could open any rare and take it. I think there's a strong possibility that Rune of Flight is actually a better pick here than Tyvar. Does anybody disagree with that? Because what is this essentially doing? It's making some 1/1s, which is nice. It's putting counters on elves, which I'm not going to have a lot of, but okay, we might have some. And it can let you draw cards. I've played Tyvar in decks that had no other elves, and it was pretty good. It's a solid mid-range card. It makes creatures. I think this deck wants the Rune of Flight more. Yeah, I think this is what I'm about. We could probably play that, I guess. But I'm thinking we're going to lean Giants. Tyvar is going to be great in whatever deck you put him in. It's a solid mid-range card. Yeah, we passed the Mythic too. Like, it is what it is. I'm still not 100% blue, but I'm thinking with Axguard Cavalry, 4/2s and 4/4s that can't block, just tossing flying on something might be exactly where we want to be. The Rune of Flight going on a Giant's Amulet is also not a crazy plan. If we're willing to commit to blue right now, I'm pretty happy about that. If we're not, the Hoggy Mob is fine too. Frankly, so is the Craven Hulk. Like, I think with the Rune of Flight and the Giant Amulet, I'm ready to be blue. I guess Bind the Monster technically goes over here, but whatever. We might play this, we might not. Now, if we could go back and trade this in for an Aegir, would we want to? I think maybe. How hard do you reckon it would be for us to get that going? And what are we passing up by taking it? We're passing a Run Amok, which I don't think I want. And if I can get 3 Snowlands, I'll play this. If I don't, we won't play it. Yoinks! Run Amok is not good with giant decks, generally speaking. I've tried playing it before and been pretty unhappy with it. I think we still probably take it here, but I doubt it makes into this deck. I suppose that depends on the version of Giants that you're playing. Red is not open somehow. I think one of my neighbors is not red, but one of the others is. I suppose that could also just be a bad pack, but... Trample does make it better, but... So, the decks that really want Run Amok are hyper aggressive. I did pass Agar. We gotta talk about signaling again one day. I think there's a chance we would play that, but I want to see if we can make the Icespine Pillar get in the deck. And worst case scenario, this makes the Bergstrider a little better. So do I want to run ashore or Axguard Cavalry number 3? I think I want the first run ashore. I've been really impressed with that card. So the helm isn't really what this deck wants to be doing. It's a really nice target for the Rune of Flight, though. I don't want Depart, generally speaking. I think I might be down for buying the monster number 2, possibly. You will see. We will get rewarded. It's okay. Because I don't think we're going to be short playables. I may be able to get a 3rd snow-covered mountain too, which would be super great. We're kind of just looking to fill out this creature curve, which we can do with these Thought Thieves, realistically. These are not bad. I would like one more equipment. What I'd really like is a Dwarven Hammer. We can even play this if we need to. I don't hate playing that. But do you think we should still be red? Because, like, there's a Bloodsky Berserker here and a Blizzard Brawl. We could take those. I don't know. Yeah, we should probably hard shift to green for this Mammoth growth. Or we could splash a Glittering Frost. That's enough 5-drops, thank you. There's a possibility we do want to pick in this deck. I don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm thinking about reinforcements and I'm thinking about Rimewood Falls. Rimewood Falls is already a snowland, which means the pillar could get played. We've already got 1 treasure source off of the dragon. So we're like a card away from a green splash if there's something we want. I think I'd rather take the falls. I think this opens more up for us. Where the heck did it go? Oh, it went over here. That's cool. I don't know, is drawing 3 cards something we can do, or am I getting too expensive now? Because, like, the Mistwalker would be nice, the Raven would be nice. I'm nervous about playing a deck that's looking to cast Gravenlore and run ashore. Taking the Mistwalker makes the squash infinitely better. And I don't know that Gravenlore is that much better than the Behold the Multiverse, which I already have. I think I'd rather have this Mistwalker. That was a difficult pick, but I think in the end a correct one. If we're looking for something specific, I could play the Hawk. I don't love Rune of Speed. I don't really think I want a Breakneck Berserker. What are we seeing that we would want for Gruul? This guy's okay. The body's just not great. I'm thinking there's a world where I want access to this. Breakneck is better than Thought Thief. I think they're mostly the same card. That's another giant. We've already got a pretty good rune and an equipment to put it on. I think we're pretty happy with that. I think I like the 3-mana giant and call the deck basically done. Yeah, it's a giant, it's a dragon, it slices, it dices. I think I'd play a Frostbite. I don't know that I'd be super thrilled about it, but it's early interaction, that's fine. I kind of figured we'd end up with another Axgard Cavalry as open as this was earlier, and we haven't. I'm not super unhappy to main deck this. No, we could play the Berserker too. We're at what, 23 cards? Maybe we go initially with a mix of these two and then decide which one we actually want. I feel like, no, that's not what I want to do. I feel like the scry on this is better when you have high power level cards. And we have high power level cards. So me scrying and ditching a Thought Thief and getting a dragon, an Icebind Pillar, something like that is just kind of way better. I've sided this in more than I thought I would. Oh, we did get our Axe Guard Cavalry. Okay. So maybe we just cut one of these and call it a deck. There's some argument to take the Dwarven reinforcements and cut both of the Craven Hogs. Because I thought we were drafting something that was red and very aggressive, and we could play it out that way. Is there anything I would ever want to splash? Yeah, I'm doing a draft recording for YouTube, which is usually when they give me the Mythics Gangsta. There's a setting in Arena that you can adjust. It does. Remember, we're mostly playing this because it's a 4-mana 5/4, which is pretty good. But it can also do some extra damage to your opponent near the end. I think I may not be playing this Craven Hog. I think the right call may be to cut one of them. Yeah, we've still got Bergstrike. So you need to have a giant in play or in your graveyard, right? Let's read it and make sure we understand it. Reading cards in current year. At the beginning of your upkeep. So we understand we're playing it because it's a solid stat line. That said, at the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Only triggers if it's in the battlefield or graveyard and you control a giant. So aside from that giant, we still have 4. Because we've got the Bergstrider, we've got the Basalt Ravager, we've got the Bloodline Pretender, and we've got the Mistwalker. I think that's pretty reasonable. Our creature count looks fine. Maybe we just pitch the dwarves. What are our stat lines on creatures? We've got 4 giants, 5 berserkers. Yeah, Giant's Amulet would technically give us a giant in play as well, which is nice. I may just be in a position where I don't need to play Provoke the Trolls, or maybe can cut Disdainful Stroke. Because my play pattern looks like I'm going to be tapping out a good bit. Yeah, I think we could trim the Disdainful Stroke and bring that in if we think we need it. I'm pretty happy to have Disdainful Stroke main deck. I understand Trolls isn't a very good, like, you would never take Trolls over Demon Bolt. But we don't have 2 Demon Bolts. We have a Provoke the Trolls. It kills something that matters and can go face, which is something that Demon Bolt can't. You can get your opponent to 3, you can just finish them off with this. So a little bit of extra burn seems nice to me. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to be able to do with it, Houdini, but it's scary to do that. But I think I'm pretty happy with this as the main deck. Never use my Bolus sleeves. Let's use those. All right, I think we need to do our Stream Raiders battle, and then we can take this one into combat and see what we can get. Well, really, it's only a 7-mana combo, because the dragon will make you 2 of the mana you need. Doesn't the dragon make treasures pop for 2? Be a hell of a funny way to finish off a game. Adam with the kills, Dom with the assists, rewards for Mooch, Snus, Joe, Ruckus, and Dom. Let's get going. All right, so we got 1, 2 clicks, 1, 2 clicks, so it doesn't really matter which way we go. We just got bosses to kill. Boop. All right, let's get her done. I did decide to lower the subscriber drive goal on the cat onesie, because I think that'd be a nice one to finish out on. You guys have already been incredibly generous. If we don't get there, it's okay. But I wanted to give you the opportunity to hit that, and I kind of am interested in wearing the cat onesie anyway. It seems funny. The 600 goal is still there to add an hour to the weekday streams, but we're almost done with February, so I didn't feel like that was like super incentivizing. That bear kind of looks like a pig. That's the one thing I would trade the cat in for if I could get a pig. I like pigs. That don't do much or nothing. I'm a dare 'em. Yeah, fine. That's what you should do with it. So this makes squash better, but I think I'd rather Thought Thief here. I don't think I need a tap land right now. It could give us a turn 4 dragon, but I suspect they're either gonna answer this over the next few turns or not. Because I kind of have a thought that we're going to Demon Bolt this next turn and get them. Because I can use my removal on their removal and start chonking in for damages. Zombie Rogue, Human Berserker, Giant Wizard. Our party mechanics are kind of not coming up right, are they? Wasn't Ravager better there after they block? Probably. Maybe that's why I'm having a little bit of trouble in this format. I'm just not seeing lines like I used to. You just get stupid with old age. Yeah, maybe I'm just playing fast and could slow down a bit. Think through these turns. It's probably lazy too. That's fair. I think we pretty obviously got an attack with the Thought Thief. I mean, interacting with chat will slow you down. Like, if I wanted to play the best Magic ever, I wouldn't interact with chat. That's what I did when we were doing the sealed PTQ thing. This gives us at least a shock off the Ravager and a line for the dragon. I think this was a better play going back. I don't think it's Arena, Grim, especially after having played a competitive event on Arena versus playing them on Magic Online. It's not Arena. The fuse does bother me in timed events. I don't know why that's necessary. Like fuse for best of one ladder play, sure, do your thing. The fuse here, I don't understand. I don't know why we're doing that. Hey, look, they killed it. I think we kind of expected that, eh? But we could have done it a turn sooner. Yeah, that would have been better if I just played out the Mistwalker previously. I should have done that. I'm bad and I feel bad. I think I still like Thought Thief into Axguard Cavalry. I don't need 2 of those. But it is distracting to stream a game that requires mental energy and interact with chat. There's people that only interact with chat and don't really try to play well, and that's not their jam. There's other people that kind of ignore chat and play quite well. I really love the community that we've built. And I found that that's the main reason I want to continue streaming. But I don't think you can blame Arena for making stupid plays. Well, that's not great. That's not great at all. I think we're looking at hitting for 3 and crossing our fingers. How does Arena make it easier to make bad plays? I don't understand that. I've made stupid plays because I'm stupid far more often than I've made stupid plays because I got by the interface. I suspect we're going to do that now. Because this is the end of the game, right? Game over, man. What happens if I ping that for, what would it be for? It would be for 2. I ping that for 2, give it haste and swing team. They block it and take 3, 4, 5. That's not enough. So I think I'd rather just have that left over if they do want to do a block. Because, like, one of these 2 is dying next turn anyway. They're going to have to hit something terrible, right? I don't know that it does give you more fine control, though, is the challenge. But I suppose that's up for debate. I think we could have won this game. I think my sequencing was very poor in the beginning. Yeah, you can do all of that here. How is that any more painful than playing with all the stops on Magic Online? I don't know. You guys are welcome to your opinions. I'd rather play Arena. I like playing a video game that feels like a video game. Maybe they'll copy their Finn. If you're already used to Arena, then, or if you're already used to Magic Online, then it's possible that could seem better to you. Kind of don't want to give that haste, because then they might trade for it, and I don't want them to. Yeah, the hand smoother doesn't exist in best of 3, so that one's gone. And I haven't used the arena tells to tell what's in my opponent's hand, but I can usually tell what's in my opponent's hand. Yeah, that's fair. It's a different experience. I can respect that. I wonder what the chances are I can mill them out with this crap. I'm willing to find out, because that is standing in the way of progress. Like, I don't know what else they got to get. Hey, neat. I wanted to attack anyway. They're at 11. That'll kill me, though. I think to compete, I would probably need Rune of Flight or the Dragon right now. Because the Avalanche Caller may be the best card they have. But yeah, looking back, we lost this game on turn 2. I didn't maximize my rare. Rune into the dragon would be better, obviously. I don't think it's an out anymore because we're just dead. What game are you losing your life to? The Disdainful Stroke seems interesting here. Yeah, I think I misplayed turn 2 and 3. And I also think I'm less worried about not being able to attack here, so I do want the Hulks. Like, the Pillar actually doesn't seem incredibly useful. Frostbite kills some stuff that matters. Not a lot, though. Yeah, Frostbite actually doesn't kill enough stuff that matters. I'd rather against them have the extra bind. I don't think I need Run Ashore on the play. And I think I can probably do without Provoke. Let's give this a go. I think we're going to become a little more aggressive here. Isn't that game basically Minion Masters? I liked Minion Masters. They did have 3 good targets for Annul, and if any 3 of them are in play when I draw the Annul, it's really bad. That's why I don't like Annul. You have to have the Annul in hand when they present their threat. So if they don't draw the thing that you want to annul, it doesn't do anything. And if they've already played it and then you draw it, it doesn't do anything. So Annul is one of those cards I really want to avoid playing. It's an incredibly narrow counter spell. I think they do too, Mist. I really think they do. I think this set is far more punishing to misplays than anything else we've seen. I still don't think it's good against those equipment decks. We played a game where we had 5 main deck artifact hate cards and still got rolled over by Dwarven Hammers. I had 3 Vandals and 2 Binding of the Old Gods, and it was not enough. Because it just drawing it at the wrong spot, not too good. We can give this dwarf haste with that one, which is pretty amazing, I think. Path to Victory may just be them having bad mana. Their mana didn't look that bad, but without green they could be in a little bit of a bind. Because they're way behind and looking to make a deal. I'm playing poorly, I can tell. I don't like it, but it's happening. I didn't take the pillar out, Goose. I think the pillar's still worth running. Almost as like a falter effect. Alright, my apologies to the YouTubers. I gotta go pee-pee. Turns out, when you chug a bunch of water and coffee, sometimes you gotta go pee-pee. Well, this wasn't exactly what I was planning to do with this thing, but here we go. They can only flip creatures off of their busted enchantment. So if they cast it here, they're going to take 6, flip a creature, presumably we can kill it, take another 6, maybe we got us a win. Giving that haste doesn't really do anything. I mean, it uses up my mana for the turn. They say the person who uses the most mana wins. I mean, some of that's going to be variance. I'd still have a blocker if I didn't. Fair. I don't think we need a blocker right now. I don't want to attack with my creatures next turn. Critter's got to go. Oh man, that's super awkward. I do still have to. That's incredibly awkward. Well, I wish I hadn't done it now. I guess I'd still be losing this guy, so this is probably better. No, I may as well attack with them. Like they're not gonna block the cavalry. It should be pretty obvious to him what I have here. Oh gosh darn it, 4-2. Lord of mercy. I'm sorry, YouTube. I wanted to do a good draft for y'all, but I can't manage to do it. I can't beat a 4-2 reach. I think we could have done better in game 1. I sequenced very poorly. It's going to be awful hard for us to top deck Frostbite. I would say that is the least likely card for us to draw. We sided it out. Oh, God. We're going to flight into dragon, something, something. All right, so that does need to be gone for the dragon to do anything. The problem is they'll just move the bow. And we're stuck out on blue mana here. This is bad. This is real bad. Magic sucks. I'm never playing it again. I'm going to stream Hello Kitty Island Adventure. The worst part is I deserve this loss. Well, I suppose that's not the worst part. That's the encouraging part, if you think about it. Because if you think about it, we could have won this. Well, we could have at least forced a game 3. Wash off the top is very unlikely to do it. I don't know how we're going to deal 6 points of damage with a 1-4. Aggression is not my playstyle. I also don't think this is a particularly aggressive deck, but... Oh. Yeah, let's move on here. This has been garbage time for a bit. Well, I can't speak for what your issue is, Raptors. But I can tell mine as I'm making mistakes. They're little mistakes, and I'm not quite sure why I'm making them. And I also don't feel like I used to make them as often. But they're happening here. I think what's actually happening... Let's do our Stream Raiders battle. I think what's actually happening for me, and this may be different for you, one thing that may help you is record your game and re-review it. But for me, I think I've been making little mistakes all along, but the formats weren't particularly punishing for it. So I think I've been making shortcuts and not bothering to think all through things. I think that's the case, Goose. I think in most of the sets you were playing an Esper control deck, but in this set you're playing mono red aggro decks. To use an analogy I've used before. You're making less decisions, but they freaking matter, every single one of them. Blau with the kills, Abe with the assists. Rewards for Dom, Abe, Orcish, Adam, and Techno Shaman. Yeah, there's a lot of small mistakes to make, and they will add up. And that's fair too, Michael. Like, you do need to be in the right mindset to do well. I think that's what I'm doing too, Raptors. And let's try to slow that down a lot and really think and see if that makes a difference in these two games. Because it kind of needs to. I'm also tired. It's at the end of a month where we've been going hard on the stream. And I suppose I'm a little worried about that too. Like, if I'm being honest. This hand looks great, though. Like, nothing to worry about here. But the first few turns really matter, especially with Foretell. So I think here we probably want to run out the Thought Thief on ourselves looking for land and then haste it in, unless they do something that changes that or our draw changes that. Having hit the land, we're less worried about that, but I still think I would rather target myself than my opponent because I don't know what they need. But I can make an intelligent decision here versus what I need. This deck does want to get to 5 mana, but we know next turn is going to be locked up on Hulk. Well, next turn would be Hulk, then we would go Mistwalker Cavalry, so this is actually just fine. I'm missing out on 3 damage if I do that. Like, this is a deck that's looking to close the game with damage, especially if we're going to play out the Hulk next turn. Going 3 into 7 is half their life total. Like, that's a significant amount of damage. Going 1 into 5 is less numbers. So I think the Thought Thief would be better later, but that is minimizing the impact of the 3/2 body, which I think we'd like to do. We're missing 1 point of damage. 1 point last turn, but 2 points this turn. That's 3. Like, we've gotten 9 points of damage out of the Thought Thief now. I think that's better. I think that's a lot better. What does this guy trigger? Is it upkeep? Yeah. I think we're just sitting in the clowns here. Boy. They're dead adjacent. It's kind of the drawback of the Hulk from them. They had a behold and a behold. They're doing a lot of beholding. On the draw, we're less likely to be that aggressive, so like taking the Hulk out might be reasonable, but I'm going to need crap to block their Hulk, so... Anything that can't attack into a 1/3 is a little bit suspicious. But everything kind of can. I think I'm pretty okay with this as is. Playing slower and thinking through it seems to be working a lot better. Who knew? Like, we also had a really good draw there, and our opponent didn't have a great one, but... This is ugly, but not send-backable. They could be splashing. They could be splashing for Venga. They could be splashing for anything. We just don't know. That is being lazy, which is a fine... Like, it is what it is. I could try to get out of that. That's an old habit developed from years and years of Magic Online. Where's F6 value? I'd say pretty good overall. That ended well for them. This is here to take care of things like that. Sorry, I have links. Well, I guess I'm not sorry, but I do have links banned. I think I'm supposed to play out the 4-2 here. This should give him too much to deal with. It's relatively new, Krishna. The subscriber drive we did in November led to some interest and has significantly increased the viability of our stream, which is good news. All right, let's see what we got coming here. Bloodline Pretender. So that's a 3/3 if I wait to play the Cavalry, which I think I'm fine doing. It could be better. It could also be a lot worse. Because I don't want to wait to play the Cavalry. I want to play the Cavalry now. I don't want that. It's a body, so like it could be worse if there's a land under it. But I don't think a 3-mana 2/2 into a land wins the game anyway. They may indeed be splashing for Iron Verdict. Go figure. I do Techno Shaman. We're not there yet. I'm still having a lot of fun with Kaldheim, but I am interested in doing that again one day for sure. I think 4/4 out of the way is pretty nice for me. Why would we not send team here? I can't really think of a reason not to. So if we think there's a well, what do we think they have, right? Because, well, okay, we just do this and take it. Because I can post-combat provoke this and the board's entirely clear. The only sweeper they could have is a giant sweeper. They had a 4/4 that can't block. Like, that's not good enough. Playing a little slower and thinking through the lines is showing results for me. I think another bad habit I've developed that I need to really work on is when I'm ahead, I feel like I play when I'm ahead, I don't play well. When I'm behind, I play well. So if I can get my mindset set in, you're always behind, you always have to play well. Like I get lazy is what it is. And I don't think through all of the decisions. I use a lot of shortcuts and heuristics to play. Because part of it is I play a lot of Magic, and you're going to start making shortcuts and heuristics at a certain point, which is fine. This is a fine opener. Yeah, we'll keep that. I'm thinking about playing Constructed again one day. Attack was possible, but stupid. No, so say we attack with the Berserker. We're exposing ourselves to them untapping, killing this, and then starting to make a bunch of these and having two removal spells. That would be really bad for us. That's how we lose from here. Like 2 points of damage right now doesn't matter. It's pretty good, Drake. I suppose I shouldn't say stupid. I should say that that's not a line I'd like to take. This is also not particularly impactful. Yeah, I'm playing more careful so that I don't lose. Because I was playing loosey-goosey and lost a bunch. I'd like to stop doing that. I found it more enjoyable when I win. A lot of losses, actually. Been mostly losing today. But I think it's because I've been playing fast and loose, and we're in the middle now of trying to adjust that. This is literally what this is for, is to kill annoying low drops. Frost Giants indeed. Seems like a thing Loki would be a fan of. I think I'm okay with them cashing that in for a card, if it means they're going to have less blockers going forward. Because this is lethal, and I can get through 3 blockers, 2 blockers essentially. And the dragon's also lethal by itself, so there's like 5 ways to win from here. That wasn't really one I was prepared for, but, you know, it's okay. I do just need to connect once with this to make it lethal if I put the amulet on it, right? No, I can't use that as a trick with the amulet. But I'm pretty okay with this. It's not like they're blocking for the next little bit. I'd need to connect twice with it. Tegrid, huh? Interesting. Fortress Squashers 4. Do it now. I'm not opposed to that, Brownie. That actually sounds interesting. I think it would need to be tweaked a lot. But maybe you get 4 packs and then draft the last pack. That could be very interesting. I don't know that they're dead. I have to attack, though. Reeled or... Ultimate Limited. That's what you would call it. Call it Ultimate Limited. So they've got gods and equipments. Tegrid's a little terrifying. Tegrid with Skull Raid is, quite frankly, very terrifying. Oh, that's going to make us interested in the Disdainful Stroke. I think I can trim one of these dudes and be relatively happy with it. Problem is the 3/2s do actively trade well and block well against them, but like, I need to be able to interact with that stuff too. But I don't have more low stuff I can bring in here. I could bring in a Brine Barrow Intruder. I don't care about the Lantern side of Tegrid. My deck's as aggressive as theirs are. So the Lantern side of it is probably a 3/3 unblockable, which I don't think we care about that much. I'm scared about the creature side of Tegrid. I think I actually want a Brine Barrow Intruder based on what I've seen from them. What's up, Uberdag? Am I doing it wrong? I think there's an argument that that's just better than Squash against them, but Squash does kill some of the things that matter. Does that mean I don't want Doombolt? How crazy is that? It just means I would just cut Provoke. Thank you very much for the Prime sub, my friend. We are up to 464 subscribers now. And 25 on Stream Raider sales. So we're almost to the 600 we were looking for next. This is not great, but it's keepable. I'm not going to want to play that out this turn, but I might in a future turn. There's a strong possibility I might in a future turn. That's literally why I brought it in. Like it trades for both sides of this. This leads to better blocks and better Ravagers. Although I do have 2 rogues, so with some luck, the Ravager could do 3 damage here. So just keeping that 1/2 around is somewhat useful too. We went on the draw, so we know they're missing lands. I don't hate trying to flush a land for them. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I think I'd rather have the binding unless you have tons of removal already. I don't know what proactive means. What's up, Andy? Interesting. Okay, fair, fair. You imagine my desk to have a fancy title card on it? Trust me, it does. The jig is up. They know what I got. But I needed to counter that Skull Raid. They also have Blood in the Snow, so I need to be a little... Well, that's what we would counter, presumably. Being like one creature ahead of them actually isn't that bad. It can also counter Tagrid, which is the main reason I want to leave it up. Like, that's what I'm scared of. Dream Raiders? It's kind of like a passive RPG you can play, or passive auto battler. You guys can place units, !SR if you want to play. And then every 30 minutes we do a battle. Sometimes you win some stuff. It's cool. I like it. I've been quite happy with Stream Raiders. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. They're aware that this can be countered, which is a downside. There's no way they didn't know I didn't have that. I've been playing like I had it forever. Pick one, Freya's Retribution, Blizzard Brawl, or Trickster God's Heist. I think I would want Retribution. I think they have Blood on the Snow here. They do not. Interesting. What have they got? Nothing. We'll take it. Yeah, Retribution's pretty easy to splash too. It does require that you be in black or white. I can't remember which one's the double pips. I think it's double white, but I don't mind that. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, for tuning in. I think we learned a valuable lesson in the YouTube draft today, and that's that you need to slow down and play and focus on the games, because where I did, we won, and where I didn't, we didn't. Possibly Dan. Like they were just dead to the giant anyway. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you would like to watch the stream live, you can do so at twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, say goodbye to YouTube, and we will do our Stream Raiders battle.